Spiritual reflections. Did you know your loved ones are trying to communicate with you? Discover 3 spiritual signs you can't ignore. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to have the chance to talk again with a loved one who has passed away? Have you felt a strange presence or a sudden thought of someone who is no longer on this physical plane? Did you know that spiritual communication with loved ones isn't just an esoteric phenomenon, but a frequent reality in all our lives? Many times, we look for these signs and wish with all our hearts for spiritual contact with those who have left, but we don't know how to recognize when they're trying to communicate with us. These spiritual signs can be very subtle and are often ignored due to a lack of understanding. Have you ever received these signs? And more importantly, how can you learn to recognize them? Today, we're going to dive deep into 3 of the most common and significant signs that your loved ones are communicating with you from the spiritual plane. Get ready to understand how spirituality interacts in our lives in such an intimate and touching way, showing that the connection with the beyond is much stronger than we imagine. Spiritual communication, how it works and how to recognize the signs. Before we begin to explore the specific signs, let's understand a little about how spiritual communication happens. According to Spiritist doctrine, we are all mediums to some degree. Mediumship isn't an exclusive ability for a few people, but a natural capacity that everyone possesses, albeit at different levels. This means that everyone has the ability to establish some type of communication with spirits, whether through feelings, dreams, intuitions, or visions. It's important to highlight that this spiritual communication isn't something esoteric or mystical, but a natural process that occurs through the energetic connection between spirits and living beings. According to Allan Kardec, the founder of Spiritism, mediumship is a channel of communication through which we can perceive and understand the messages from spirits who are trying to communicate with us. What many people don't know is that even if not everyone has a high degree of mediumship, everyone can feel the presence of spirits even without realizing it. These spiritual signs can manifest in subtle ways, such as a sudden thought, a vivid dream, or even an unexplainable physical sensation. And most importantly, these signs are intended to help us with our spiritual growth, providing comfort, understanding, and often emotional healing. 3. Spiritual signs that your loved one is trying to communicate with you now. Let's explore the 3 main spiritual signs that indicate your loved one is trying to communicate with you. These signs aren't mere coincidences, but spiritual messages that can be felt, seen, or even perceived in unexpected ways. 1. Dreams with your loved one. A spiritual encounter while you sleep. Dreams are one of the most common ways that spirits try to communicate with the living. When we're asleep, our spirit is partially freed from the physical body, allowing spiritual encounters to happen. During sleep, it's as if we are on the spiritual plane, where we can meet our departed loved ones, talk with them, or simply experience moments of love and affection. These spiritual dreams are different from common dreams. They are intense and vivid, and when we wake up, we have the real feeling of having been with that person. Often these dreams can occur during moments of deep longing, when we feel we need spiritual solace or guidance. It's as if our loved ones come to visit us to reassure us, show that they are well, and that they continue to love us. Additionally, there are cases where these dreams are so clear and real that the person feels touched and emotionally impacted by the experience. These encounters on the spiritual plane are true spiritual contacts and can bring comfort and inner peace. Real-life example. A striking case is that of a woman who dreamed of her deceased mother. In the dream, her mother came into the room, hugged her, talked about how well and happy she was, and reassured her about the difficulties she was facing in life. When she woke up, the woman felt a sense of peace and relief, as if she had truly been with her mother. She now knew her mother was happy and at peace, and this helped to soften the pain of loss. 2. Persistent memories, your loved one's presence in your daily life. Have you ever found yourself remembering a loved one at unexpected moments? Sometimes, while we are busy with our daily routines, we can feel sudden thoughts or memories of people who have passed on. These memories may seem like simple longing, but often they are spiritual signs that your loved one is trying to communicate with you. These memories aren't just longing, but a spiritual manifestation where the spirit of the loved one approaches to show their presence. In many situations, these memories are accompanied by feelings of comfort and love, confirming that the communication is positive and loving. When you remember someone with peace and gratitude, it's a sign that the spirit's energy is around you. Furthermore, when these memories are accompanied by strong emotions, like a feeling of a hug or comfort, it is a clear sign that the spiritual presence is real and that your loved one is trying to connect with you emotionally. Real-life example. A man shared an experience in which after his father's death, he had a sudden memory of when he and his father used to go fishing together. The memory was so vivid that he felt as if he were physically there, sitting with his father. Feeling that presence, he felt so loved and supported that the pain of the loss was temporarily replaced by a sense of peace and acknowledgement. 3. Good intuition, spiritual guidance on your life path. The good intuitions we receive can also be spiritual messages from our departed loved ones. Sometimes we have thoughts or feelings that guide us toward an important decision or help us overcome a difficulty. These positive intuitions don't come by chance, but from spiritual mentors or even our loved ones who, from the other side, continue to support and guide us. These intuitions can appear as clear ideas, suddenly inspired thoughts, or even feelings of direction for something important. It's as if the spiritual presence manifests as wisdom or guidance, helping us make better decisions that are more aligned with good. Real-life example. A woman reported an experience where she was facing financial difficulties and during a sleepless night had a sudden intuition to look for a new job opportunity. She followed the impulse, and a few days later she found a job that changed her life. She believes it was the guidance of her mother's spirit that gave her this intuition, helping her make a decision that brought great prosperity to her life. As spiritual message receivers, what can we do to better perceive the signs? Now that you know the 3 most common signs that your loved one is trying to communicate with you, it's important to understand what you can do to get the most out of these spiritual messages. The first step is to open your mind and heart to these spiritual experiences, understanding that signs are all around and that spirits are never truly far away. Self-awareness and inner reform are essential to help you become more sensitive to these signs. The more at peace we are with our own feelings and thoughts, the more capable we will be of perceiving spiritual presence and receiving messages more clearly. Furthermore, the regular practice of prayer, meditation, and spiritual reflection helps to create a direct channel of communication with the spiritual plane, allowing spiritual mentors and loved ones to manifest more easily in your life. Transform your spiritual perception now. If you felt touched by this video and believe you can get in tune with the spiritual world, subscribe to the channel now. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any content that can enrich your spiritual journey. Share this video with your friends and family and help spread the light of spirituality. Comment below with your experiences, questions, or stories about spiritual communication. And let's talk about how we can grow together on our spiritual journey. Don't put off what you can learn today until tomorrow. Start transforming your spiritual vision now.